Day 28. We're just leaving the albergue in Ponferrada. Foncebadon. And
we're struggling. There's so much snow, and my foot keeps going right through.
we had a beautiful stay last night.
Yeah, the albergue's really nice.
They made us vegan food, which is really good.
Spending too much time with me, it's got the really going on.
And now we're going to make our way over the mountain. One step at a time. 27k possibly to do today if we can make it. Otherwise we can stay somewhere about after 20k. But if we can get to Ponferrada, we're going to Ponferrada. Everyone else already set off. We're the last set off. Well, I say everyone, there's only 3 other people staying there. 2 guys from Chile, Spanish guy.
They're really nice. We had a good time with them.
It's a beautiful morning. Everything is completely frozen solid, so we've really got to watch our footing where there's been water and then it's frozen. But much better than hail and rain that we had yesterday. Changeable in the mountains. You got to be careful. We're told it wasn't going to rain today or anything. We just walked up the hill only 15 minutes and suddenly boom, there's a big storm cloud just appeared. And this morning you would have thought it would have been a clear day all day, but wham, just over the hill. We've opted for the road route. We came off the trail there when we were crossing the road because it was just too treacherous. Sometimes we're like on an ice rink where it had been raining yesterday, then it refroze, and other times you're stepping on the snow and then your foot goes right through up to your knee. So it wasn't conducive, but the road is a better option right now, we think, and if any cars come we'll just step right off it. Right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Might be a bit further along the road, but we're walking a lot quicker anyway. So this marks the highest point of the whole Camino, almost 5,000 feet. One of the hospitaleros last night, David, he said for him this was the most important point, or the most special point, or whatever, of the Camino. We're not going to spend too much time here because it's cold and we've got a long way to go today. We don't want to be, while the weather is good, we want to keep moving along the mountain, don't want to be caught out. We're on top of the mountain here, but it is beautiful here, right?
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. We've got about 4k to go along this plateau before we make a steep descent down the other side of the mountain. And we've got some thick storm clouds moving in just there. The wind is blowing towards us, so that's blowing towards us. And no matter what, we're going to be okay. But just remembering about the 2 Koreans that had to get rescued off the mountain and the 5 Japanese. We don't want to be another statistic like that. But no matter what, we're going to be safe. You know, we've got forests either side of us, So even if a strong blizzard comes in, we can shelter in the forest. We have our sleeping bags, we have our warm gear, we have a telephone with us just in case. But my feeling is we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. None of that's gonna happen. But I always think of the worst possible scenarios, just to know that I've got a plan if those sort of things happen, but not to dwell on them, not to worry about them. Just go, okay, well, if this happens, what would happen? What would we do? And then I can work out what we can do. And I'm like, okay, well, we're cool. It's nothing to worry about. And so, but I think we're going to be cool anyway. And Indigo just sleeps through everything. The Alberg keeper recommended we didn't take the road. He said it's too dangerous. Take the trail. But we deemed it safer to take the road. Actually, he said, you know, the road's very narrow. There'll be cars. But we've been walking for an hour and we haven't seen one car. And Victoria nearly lost her footing a few times on the trail, which so she didn't feel safe on that. We feel actually much safer walking on the road. If any cars come up here, they're going to be driving very slowly because of the ice and the snow around the roads anyway. So we feel much safer on the road, and we haven't seen a car. And it's very isolated up here. Like, we're walking on the road for an hour now, not one vehicle has passed us. But it's very beautiful. We are really enjoying today's walk. Right in the middle of the mountain range now. It's just awesome. That air is just so pure, so fresh. This looks like a really interesting little cafe you can stop in. Yeah. I really wanted to stop in that place up there, and Tori said, no, let's keep walking. Indigo's asleep, and when he's asleep we like to just keep walking. But then 200 meters past, he woke up, and I really felt like I really wanted to go in there. I was walking away feeling this, careful, a bit slippy here, just walking the water. I was walking away feeling like I really wanted to go in, and then he woke up, and so now we're walking back up, and we're going to go into this little interesting place, see what it is.
Pirata! Eh! Vale, pirata!
Wow.
Niña o niño?
Niño.
Niño.
Peregrino, pequeño del año.
Sí. Minigrino del año. Es como se ríe. Parece que lo ha entendido.
So this would have been a refuge back in the days when the Knights of Templar would have stopped here on the way through. Wow. Here we have the round table.
Uy, espabilados estamos, espabilados. Mío. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué sonrisita más rica me echas? Uy.
Wow.
Qué cariño. Qué bien tenemos. Qué bien hay tu mamina, ¿eh? Ay, cómo te ves.
A few curious books here. Well, we have plants and flowers. We have La Práctica de las Llamas, Instrucciones para la Era de Acuario, Instructions for the Age of Aquarius. And here we have El Código Templario, the Templar Code or Templar Codex. Lots of little doggies. So that was very interesting, right?
It was interesting.
Yeah, I really felt the Templar energy in there. The guy Thomas, whose place it is, who you might have saw sawing the wood, he's like a modern day Templar. He's a guardian of the Camino, and that's what the Templars did in years gone past, was they were guardians of the Camino, and if there's any trouble on the Camino, they were there to be the guardians of it. And so still to this day, Thomas, he does that work. He helps out. If there's any trouble in the Camino, he goes to help out, and he has that refuge there for anyone that comes along, especially being up here. He's if anyone's caught in the blizzard, he goes out and rescues them or brings people in who are cold or freezing and looks after them. Yeah, it's just felt like I got thrown back in time there, hundreds of years just being in there. Such an experience, huh? Asaga yasami
Asaga yasami
Gayo de Yoshima
Gayo de Yoshima
Soyo Sode Goshima
Soyu Sode Goshima
Waga Giga Washimo
Waga Giga Washimo
Ajabi Jamashisa
Ajabi Jamashisa
Obima Bima Baba.
Obima Bima Ba. We didn't make it very far, but Indigo insisted on having a stop, didn't you, Pet? I did, Mummy. I insisted on having a stop.
He's in deep contemplation right now.
What?
The whole scenery is completely new to him. He's looking at the snow and the white all around him. It's just all these new colours to take in. New feeling.
Look, Emma. How are you finding it, Indigo?
So full of wisdom, isn't he? Innocence and wisdom.
Dee 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 dee. Indigo is love. Indigo is peace. Indigo is joy.
What an awesome day this has turned out to be. Seriously, how does it get any better than this? Now we've got a very steep descent. We've walked for about 6k along the plateau. We've got a very steep descent going down into the lowlands down there. Looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. The hospitalero we met last night was an Austrian girl, and she walked to the Camino all the way from Austria. So she walked through Austria, through Switzerland, through France, over the Pyrenees to get to the start, and then she walked the whole Santiago Trail right to the Finisterre, and then she is now in the hospitalero there, where we stayed there last night. I tried to get her on camera, but she a bit camera shy, she didn't want to be on camera. But just awesome. And there is actually a Camino. There is a path that goes all the way from Austria, but very few people know about it. And it's not that well signposted, but it is there. So some people, I've heard of a woman, she walked all the way from Norway. A woman walked from Slovakia. Tends to be women quite often. Interesting, huh? Now the descent. But look down there. And the lake down there. Wow. incredible. I think that's the time we're looking to go to in the distance. I think it's about over 20 kilometers from here. The mountain ranges all in the distance. All the way around us seems to be mountain range, right in the far distance. Stillness speaks.
This has been the favourite part of my journey so far. Just the fresh air and the scenery, just the mountains jolting up out of the earth. I'm just feeling gratitude. And it just keeps coming to me. It was the same as yesterday and the day before. It's all the different people who've been part of my Camino over the years, part of my life. And just different people keep coming to my mind. So, I guess some parts of this journey have kind of, when we had the wind in our faces and it's been kind of really cold and rainy, I've been huffing a lot. It's been quite difficult for Matthew. And today I'm kind of just realising what a wonderful life I've had and how grateful I am for it all. Yeah.
We're going off the road now, back onto the Camino, and we're just on the verge of coming out of the snow. This says Camino de Santiago Ruta Peatonal. I don't actually know what that means, peatonal, but we're going to take it anyway. It heads off down that way towards that city which we're heading towards, so it seems like it's in the right direction. Nice to get back onto the track actually. That's where all the adventure happens. Totally awesome. These Korean kids really know how to have a good time and chill out. So why are you guys walking the Camino?
I walked the Camino because before the university,
Yeah.
I have a lot of thinking. So on the Camino, I have thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a lot of things. Yeah.
Cool.
And my mother, our family is Catholic, but my mother have a cancer, so that she want to go Camino, but she can't walk this way. So instead, I was walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. How are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice, cool view. Yes.
Yeah, you're taking it easy, huh?
Yeah.
Enjoying the view. Wow. Awesome. It was just so cool to come up and just see you lying there. Didn't mean to disturb you.
And in our turn, why you walk the Camino with baby?
Just life, listening to life intuition. Life's bringing us in this direction. The synchronicities, different things keep coming up. You know, feel inspired to do it. And you know, just with the baby, why not? We wanted to do it last year. Victoria was pregnant. Then this year, perfect time to do it now. He's not too heavy. She can still carry him. And so why not do it now? Yeah. we don't let anything stop us having a baby. We don't want that to stop us from doing things, you know. Yeah. I keep on asking people that I meet along the way why they're walking the Camino. And no one's really got like a really sort of fluid, certain answer of, oh, I'm doing it because this. And the reason why is because it's not an intellectual thing. It's not like, oh, I come here to do this or whatever. It's in my opinion, my feeling is that it's a spiritual call. I want to say spiritual. It's something that's beyond being intellectualized. It's beyond the five senses. It's an intuitive thing. It's a call that's invisible. It's an energy, and I see the Camino as an informational field. You know, people follow the stars. They follow the Milky Way. That is actually the way the Camino is following the Milky Way, and that's how many people did it in years gone past. That's how they found their ways. They actually walked at night time and looked up at the stars to find their way. But it's more than just following the stars. It's more than some religious thing. What people think it is, but it's not. It's people were walking the Camino way before Catholicism ever even existed, because it's an energetic informational field that is basically along this way, that is like almost like a ley line or something, like an energy field along this way that pulls people, that attracts people to do it. And when they do it, they receive something from doing it. They receive wisdom, information, energy, through this vibrational frequency that we're walking along. And that's it, really. That's it. We're just arriving at a lovely little village. I think this is where the vegetarian albergue is. Maybe we'll get a bite to eat here. Those two Korean kids, they walked from St. John, but then they got the bus from Burgos to Leon, then carried on walking. And probably a wise decision, especially if you have limited time. If you have limited time, you know, skip out that area. I really felt for the Japanese woman who had come all the way from Japan and was walking from Burgos to Leon because her friend who lives in Spain was doing that section of the walk, and she got the most horrendous weather for it, and she really suffered. But if you have limited time, do that. Skip that area out, or if you're slightly sadistic, then do it. You see from our previous videos from that area that, you know, it's not fun, but at the same time, if you have time to do it, then do it, because it is part of the experience, and it is kind of like going through hell. And the thing to do is, when you're in hell, is to keep going, and that's what we did. We kept going, and now I think we're in heaven. Are we in heaven, darling?
I think we're in heaven, darling.
Were we in hell last week?
No comment. Hornillos del Camino.
Yeah. I think this is one of the coolest little villages we've walked through. There's a happy bunny. Two happy bunnies. Yeah. Vegetarian food? Let's check it out. But can they cater for the vegans? That's the question. Here we go. Hola.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Hello. Lovely day for it, isn't it? Get that grass into you. Hard to beat the grass. Victoria has gone bounding on ahead with this happy, jolly energy. I said to her there, I said, you're in great spirits today, you're really happy. Just was hard not to be when the sun's shining. It's such a lovely day and just smiling. And that's absolutely true. And the real yoga is being able to do that when the wind's blowing, the rain's coming in, it's freezing, and you're hungry. Cold and hungry and wet. That's the real yoga, to be able to still put a smile on your face and still be happy no matter what's happening on the outer environment. And actually she's able to do that last night when we were walking up. We were almost in a survival situation. We got up to our knees in freezing cold ice water. The water poured into our shoes or in our boots, and just like it was like a rude awakening. It was like, oh my god, this is cold. Fortunately enough, you know, we weren't that far away from the albergue and we got there and everything was totally fine. But there was a stage when it was starting to get cold and very difficult underfoot, and we managed to stay in good spirits, get to the albergue, and everything was wonderful. Wagagigawa Ajabijama Shisa Obima Bima Baba. Hola, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Soyoso de Goshima Wagagigawa Shimo. There's a very magical feel to this little area we're walking through right now. It's quite spectacular. I do sometimes feel like we've stumbled onto the Lord of the Rings set or something like that. We're into Narnia. Just after 4 o'clock now. We're heading for that small city over there. Looks like it's almost 10k away. A lot of the route's been quite slow underfoot. I guess it will just be probably sundown when we get there. That's if Victoria doesn't want to stop in the time beforehand, which she might. I'd like to get to Ponferrada. It'd be nice to get there. I have to wait here in the track, let this guy pass. Okay, clear to go. That's the way. Some incredible countryside we're walking through right now. It's beautiful. How are we doing?
Looks like 1,000,000 miles away still.
Don't worry about 1,000,000 miles away. Just enjoy the next step. Each step. Put your attention on each step.